And we are back in full effect. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing?
What up? We back up. Bam, back together.
Yes, sir.
How was the holiday? You were in
Always
Milwaukee,
good.
right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Nice.
Even passed by
Always
the
good
Fiserv Stadium. Didn't catch Giannis or anything, but you know.
One of these days, right?
Yep.
You gotta see the Bucks at some point. They're
I do, and you got me an
champs.
Antetokounmpo jersey a long time ago that I still have.
Did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I think it
that
was
one
like
has-
in his second or third season. That jersey is retired. That's a throwback now.
dude, I think I bought that I think I bought that for like $50. That's probably at least $250 now. So I feel like that aged very well.
Thank you for buying me stock in Antetokounmpo jerseys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's going on,
This
Nifty
is
man?
what I do. I do what I can.
What's going
But
on,
yeah,
Will? Will, trade me a third. Do it. What's going on, Big
What's going
Pun?
on, everybody?
What's going on, Caden? What's going on, Alexander? Nifty Main with the first question.
Yeah, let's get to this.
Jeff Wilson, Galladay, MVS, or Chenault have PPR?
Wilson.
You got to go Wilson.
I'll go-
If Elijah Mitchell's
go-
questionable still, I mean, does it look like
With
he's
the
expected to
finger.
play?
He looks like
He's
gonna
expected to play Week 12 against the Vikings. That's what it says, yeah.
Could be a smokescreen though. Kyle Shanahan is known to throw smokescreens at us. They could look to protect Mitchell a little bit if there's real concern about the finger. And Jeff Wilson was like, his final line last week was not that impressive, but he was inches from a receiving touchdown. Jimmy G just missed him.
Yeah, and this is one of those
It was
backfields
totally
where
on Jimmy G.
this is one of those backfields where historically you could have multiple backs doing well in fantasy. Last year, at times you had Jeff Wilson coexisting perfectly fine with Raheem Mostert, and you were happy to start both multiple weeks. So yeah, I'd go Jeff Wilson here because Galladay, I'm all the way off Galladay. I don't care who is in the lineup for the Giants. I am all the way off Galladay.
And he's going to see Slay today. I mean, MVS is a dart throw. He could hit. He's a big play.
Yeah, you got it
waiting to
last week.
happen.
You
And
got it last week.
yeah, let's see if it happens again. And then Chenault is a wide receiver 4 with some intrigue, with some upside.
I
but
mean, it's like who else is
I
playing
gotta-
in that
gotta
offense? Jamal Agnew
gotta
done
see
for
it
the
first.
year, but we do have to see it. So to me, it'd go
Yeah,
Wilson,
I gotta see it
MVS,
first.
Chenault, Galladay in that order. But I go Jeff Wilson for sure. I'm
I'll
with
go
you.
Wilson.
I'm with you 100%. Will, what's going on, bro? Expectation
Will.
for David Johnson versus NYJ. I don't. 2 points, 2 fantasy points, 3, 3 fantasy points
dude.
out.
I mean, look, the Jets are the best matchup for running backs.
They
They're,
are.
like, far and away. Running
They
backs
made
produce
Myles Gaskin look
against the
competent.
Jets.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're looking at a ceiling game for David Johnson, which
Excuse me.
is probably around 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, he could catch some passes. The Jets' run defense is as soft as it gets. The question is, like, is Rex Burkhead suddenly the guy in that backfield to
Yes.
own?
Yes.
Your answer to that question, to that hypothetical or rhetorical question, is yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big believer in David Johnson, but like, if there were ever a week where if you needed to rely on him, this would be the week.
But I don't
do
want
something. To do
I don't
anything.
want to rely on David Johnson at all.
I don't want to, but if you like playing the matchup game, and sometimes that's what I like doing. I like chasing good matchups. This would be the week to fire up David Johnson.
If there was a week in 2021 to start David Johnson, it'd be this week. But I do think it's Rex Burkhead's backfield. Not that I'm excited about playing him either, but I think he has a better chance to hit his ceiling. David Johnson has been at his floor all year and has seen running backs continuously elevate above him on the depth chart, regardless of whatever narrative is coming his way. So I don't have very high expectations for David Johnson. He is one of those Todd Gurley flash in the pans for me. But yeah, and Bateman or Galladay, easy Bateman. I don't care what format it is. Easy Bateman. Easy Bateman.
I'm not playing Galladay today. I'm not playing Galladay in general, but I'm not playing Galladay against Darius Slay. Man, there's no way. Darius Slay is shutting down wide receiver ones left and right this year. He's having an all-pro season. He's having a phenomenal year. He was a little questionable this week because he had to clear concussion protocol actually, but he cleared it, and he cleared it like 2 days ago. So there's no concerns for Slay's availability today. And with no Sterling Shepard, with no Kadarius Toney, Slay's probably gonna shadow Galladay. I'm all the way off. So Bateman.
Yeah, even with all that
analysis,
even without all that analysis, I'm just in a vacuum,
still Bateman.
In a complete vacuum. Bateman all day. But thanks for the
Hollywood
question,
Brown
bro.
is probably going to see Denzel Ward. Bateman should have some stuff open underneath, some intermediate stuff, and he can make a big play in his own right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bateman.
Thanks for the question, homie. Big Pun, what's going on? Happy Sunday to you too, man. Ayuk,
yes, sir.
Nick's favorite.
I'm
Ayuk.
I'm all the way back on Ayuk. I mean, I'm not like if Debo or Ayuk, obviously Debo, but I'm all the way back on Ayuk, man.
And you were early to that train, so I'll give you props. But he says Ayuk, Pittman, DJ Moore, Gaskin. I need a wide receiver and a flex.
So Pittman and Ayuk. Who are the Dolphins playing today? The Panthers. No shot you play Gaskin. No shot.
Nope. Unless he's playing the Jets. Unless he's playing those Jets, which he ain't. I have no confidence.
Gaskin to the bench.
Yeah.
Gaskin to the bench. And then DJ Moore, he scored a touchdown last week, so that was nice to see. But
he's still the
number
number one.
Do anything else after that?
He's still the number one, but it
He didn't really do it. I'm going Ayuk in a great matchup against the Vikings, and Pittman in what should be a bit of a bounce back game for him. They're playing the Bucks, and that secondary is a secondary to attack.
I would go Ayuk. I go Ayuk and Pittman.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, he's still the number one there, but Cam
he's
Newton's
third
average
of these options.
Cam Newton's average depth of target is like 7.9 right now through one week, but still it doesn't look like he can push it downfield anymore. That's a narrative there's been a lot of discussion around that narrative this past week, and we'll see if it's just a 1 week thing and it's just him getting reacclimated to the game or not. Or if the shoulder surgeries that he's had for, perennially a couple of years now have really affected him to the point where he can't push the ball down the field anymore. So I would easily go Ayuk and Pittman over DJ Moore this week.
Pittman. And then there's a second team he's got, Ayuk, Higgins, or Pittman. I like Higgins this week to bounce back. He had a dud game last week, Higgins did. But I think I still go Pittman and Ayuk.
Pittman and Ayuk.
I think. I like Higgins this week. I like Higgins to bounce back, but nothing scary about the matchup against the Vikings. In fact, the Vikings are a more favorable matchup for wide receivers than the Steelers are. Even though the Steelers are not a scary matchup for opposing wide receivers, the Vikings are more favorable.
And Pittman's almost a must start at this point.
Pittman's.
If I have him, he's in my lineup.
Just got to be in there.
Yeah, if I have him, he's in my lineup. I know there are going to be games where, like against the Bills, he gets three catches for 33 yards or whatever he got because Jonathan Taylor just goes absolutely crazy and Carson Wentz doesn't need to do anything to win the game. But in pretty much any other narrative, game script, Pittman's a wide receiver one.
We're not going to...
With a high-end wide receiver.
Jonathan Taylor's not having a 5 touchdown. Look, not to take anything away from Jonathan Taylor, but those types of games last week are anomalies. They're not the norm.
Absolutely. Pittman. But he's capable of those, so you got to throw that in.
Oh, he's again, like I said, he's outstanding. He's excellent.
And even without 4 touchdowns, there have been games where where Carson Wentz hasn't had to do as much as he normally would have. Just because, with even regardless of 4 or 5 touchdowns, Jonathan Taylor's still doing his thing. But yeah. Yep. Thanks for the question, Big Pun.
Yep.
We hope that helps. Caden Stelly, what's going on? Choose 3. Tay, OBJ, Myers, Bateman. Tay? No. Who's Tay?
That's Devontae Adams.
Okay.
That's Devontae Adams, who is an obvious star.
Devontae or Deontay?
I think it's Devontae. I've never heard Deontay referred to as Tay Johnson, but I've heard Tay Adams a million times. It's Devontae Adams, and he's an obvious play.
Absolutely. He's a must start, just like Pittman is for me every week.
And more so. I say Odell is your odd man out. The Rams they're coming out of their bye week, but I'm kind of outside of Cooper Kupp, probably Darrell Henderson, and maybe Matthew Stafford. I'm not feeling. I want to see the Rams first before I plug them back into my lineup. They were awful. The 2 weeks weeks 9 and weeks 10, they were awful collectively, all of them outside of Kupp. I need to see it first in a brutal matchup going into Green Bay. Lambeau's just a different beast for road teams, like more so than your average NFL stadium.
And Myers, I know that he hasn't had boom weeks, and he just scored his first touchdown in 30-something games a few weeks ago. But Myers has had consistent PPR value.
Yeah, he's
so
been
I don't know.
steady.
I don't know what your format is, but he's consistently getting, at his floor, 4 for 50 yards or something like that. So and that is valuable because OBJ can give you a goose egg. OBJ can get you 2 points. So, I agree. OBJ is the odd man out.
Odell's my odd man out there.
Alexander Gleason, what's going on? Ayuk or Elijah Moore?
I got this question last night. This was difficult for me, but I ultimately said Ayuk. And I think I'm going to stick with Ayuk. Elijah Moore is fantastic, and he gets an even bigger boost with Corey Davis likely missing. He's done it with Mike White, and he's done it with Joe Flacco.
Hasn't done it with Zach Wilson.
He hasn't done it with Zach Wilson yet, who apparently is dealing with all types of confidence issues. That's from the head coach's mouth. Robert Saleh said it's a confidence issue. This was a couple weeks ago prior to Wilson playing. It almost feels like Wilson is playing today out of necessity because Mike White and Joe Flacco are on the COVID list. Mm-hmm. Not that it feels like it's out of necessity. It is out of necessity. Let's see how Moore does. It's a good matchup against Houston.
It's a good matchup, but it could be Jamison Crowder all day.
I don't feel good about him either, just because, again, I'm worried about Wilson.
Right, but to that point, short passes, short dump offs when he's when he's feeling the smallest amount of pressure. I mean, he's not gonna. I don't know how often he's gonna push it down the field to Moore. I think he's gonna dink and dunk and go 3 and out, and you get to see a lot of 3 and outs.
Which could still benefit more, but I'm gonna go Ayuk. Houston is a favorable matchup by the numbers, but they've sneakily been playing better the past couple of weeks on defense. Houston has.
You saw him upset Tennessee.
They looked great in that game. Ayuk, nothing scary about the matchup against the Vikings. They're giving up tons of points to wide receivers. Their pass rush takes a hit with no Everson Griffin. Ayuk. It's close. It's close, but I'm going to say Ayuk.
I'm going to agree. Thanks for the question, Alexander. Ryan Nolly, what's going on? Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Ryan?
Bateman, Miles Sanders, or Mitchell in the flex PPR? Miles Sanders for me. It's Miles Sanders for me. I think
so. I almost want to say Bateman with Lamar being back just because Bateman has been so rock solid. But Miles Sanders,
I feel like that's closer than Ayuk versus Moore. But I'm going Sanders here.
If Sanders is going to do anything worth a damn this year, it's got to be today. There's no Jordan Howard. While Miles Sanders was out on IR, the Eagles found their identity on offense. They've been outstanding rushing the ball. Like outside of, I said this last night on the stream, outside of Jonathan Taylor's individual performances, I'm not sure if there's a better rush offense right now collectively than the Eagles. They've been phenomenal running the ball. Mm-hmm. The Saints had the number 1 rush defense coming into the Week 11 game, and the Eagles ran all over them for over 200 yards.
Yeah, Miles Sanders had one of his best games all season while he was sharing the backfield with Jordan Howard and Boston Scott.
And now there's no Jordan Howard.
Right.
If Miles Sanders is going to do anything this year, it's put up or shut up time for Miles Sanders.
Yeah, and he can catch passes.
He can. And he can break off big plays.
So yeah, in PPR, even though, you know me, I like to go wide receiver in favor of running back sometimes in PPR. In this situation, I'm going Miles Sanders.
Well, we learned a couple weeks ago that that's not always foolproof because I went wide receiver over a running back.
Maybe I'm reacting to that right now, and that's why I'm going the running back. Shut up, Nick.
Well, I appreciate the
I'm not giving you props.
Subtle recognition.
I'm not giving you props. I came to that conclusion by myself.
All right. Well, good job, Sanders, Ryan. I like Bateman this week, but Sanders. And if he flops today. I'm benching him for the rest of the season, even in good rest of season matchups against the NFC least defenses to end the season for the Eagles. But it's Sanders. It's put up or shut up time.
And we like running backs with good defenses. Philadelphia defense has been good, and they play good matchups.
They've been better, and the Giants' offense is nothing to write home about.
Yep. Blurry Face, what's going on, man?
Blurry Face 420.
Dontrell Hilliard or Brandon Cooks in my flex. That's very easy for me. Brandon Cooks.
I mean, I think it's Cooks. They're getting the Jets. The Jets are. I'll tell you what, and I said this on the stream last night. I'll tell you what. I got to get away from that now.
Yeah.
It's bad news. There's nothing scary about the matchup against the Jets. I'm pretty sure they're top 10 in wide receiver points allowed for fantasy purposes. I said last night on the stream, if there's a desperation play out there this week at running back, it's Dontrell Hilliard. Because how do you counter good run defenses? With a pass-catching running back. And with all of with A.J. Brown out, with Julio out, with Jeremy McNichols out, I think Dontrell Hilliard's a sneaky play to catch like 8 passes today, like dump-offs out of the backfield. I don't think it's such a crazy gap. So I'll just say that in Dontrell Hilliard's favor. That being said, I think I got to go with the more proven known commodity in Brandon
He hasn't
Cooks.
had the boom weeks the past few weeks, but I feel like he's due. Tyrod Taylor is back in the fold, and you're getting his feet back under him too. So yeah, I'm going Brandon Cooks, and we've seen Nico Collins kind of come into his own a little bit, which should honestly open up a little bit of coverage for Brandon Cooks too if we see Nico Collins get involved early and often here. So yeah, I like Brandon Cooks, and I agree with your point about Dontrell Hilliard, but to me it's still easy. We got a high-end RB3 versus a high-end wide receiver 2, and that's close. That's not close for me. So not as close. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yes.
But yeah, Cooks.
Yep.
Blurry face.
Yep.
Blurry face 420. Love the username.
I like the picture there too. So Tober, what's going on? What's happening, man?
Tober?
Is Dylan still a start if Jones plays?
Yeah.
I have Mitchell on the bench. That is the smart play. You're playing it right.
Yeah, I think he is. The Packers are a different animal at home in Lambeau when the weather gets cold. Like, is that cliche to say for a cold weather home team? I don't necessarily think so when you're talking about the Packers. They're different in Lambeau. They run the ball well. The Packers' backup running back is a viable option even when the starter is in, especially at home. And there's no guarantee Jones sees his 15 touches.
I don't think he does.
There's no guarantee he sees it. Could he? Sure. He practiced all this week. That's a great sign. I am happy that Aaron Jones he avoided serious injury a couple weeks ago. He's looking at maybe only a 1-game absence. That's awesome. But the Packers bye week is next week. And while, yes, this is a huge game for Green Bay as far as the playoff standings because they're playing the Rams. This is a huge game for them. But their playoff seed is not really in danger. And they have an opportunity to get Aaron Jones 3 weeks of rest, or maybe 2.5 if he gets, say 10 touches today instead of 15. I think Dylan is perfectly fine to leave into your lineup as the healthy Green Bay running back. And there's nothing scary about the matchup either. The Rams are like middle of the pack against the run.
And what I will say is Dylan's usage has picked up in the past game since Robert Tonyan got injured. He's been being used more in that short to intermediate passing game, right?
Yep.
You would expect the majority of that to go to DeGuara and Randall Cobb, but he's picked up some more targets in this offense every week since. So I like his floor. His floor has moved up. We've seen what he can do with the full workload. We've seen how dominant he can be, and that's not something that's going to be wasted on the coaching staff. They all like it. They all like it more than we like it. I'm positive. You know what I mean?
At home in the cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Dylan.
Yeah,
and
Dylan's fine.
You're making the right choice.
I think
Good
so
job.
too.
Slim,
What's
what's
up, Slim?
going on, bro? If Lazard is ruled out, MVS a sneak play or a fade? No, he's a sneak play.
He is a sneaky play, but I would
Yeah.
say he's a sneaky like wide receiver 4 with upside, maybe not a wide receiver 3, even with Lazard ruled
He's
out.
He's a boom bust player. I mean, he's
Right. He's right.
He's not a guy
he can
that's
make
picking
one
up a whole
play happen.
right.
That play could be a 50-yard touchdown.
And I don't care that Ramsey should be tattooed on Adams this week. Adams is still gonna get his, and the defense is still good.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
But
I don't think that's the
and
necessarily the
Aaron
concern
Rodgers
here.
isn't gonna come off his Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers
No.
doesn't come off Devontae Adams, and that's what makes Devontae Adams Devontae Adams.
MVS could see an extra look or two though, especially if Lazard is out,
Yep, agreed.
and if Aaron Jones is limited.
So yeah, he's a sneak play for me.
Mhm.
But
Sneaky.
like Nick said, you got to recognize that he does have a wide receiver 4 floor. So
Right, he's got a floor of 0.
Yeah.
So
But thanks for joining us, bro. Phantom Beast, what's going on, man? So I picked up
Phantom
Ty
Beast?
Johnson from the Jets in case Aaron Jones doesn't play.
Okay.
But now he might. I don't know what to do. Anyone else in the same situation? Full PPR. So are you
I'm
playing
playing
Ty
Aaron
Johnson
Jones.
or over Aaron? You're playing Aaron Jones. I am
I'm
too
playing Aaron
because
Jones.
I am scared of that Jets offense. I don't know how often they're going to be in scoring position. And Mike White and Joe Flacco were the guys that were hyper targeting Ty Johnson in the
We
past
sparred
game.
over this earlier in the week.
Right.
Ty Johnson benefited from Mike White being in the lineup. He only had one good game out of like 5 or 6 with Zach Wilson in the lineup. To this point, obviously it's an
And Tevin
incredibly
Coleman is
limited sample
backing out
size.
there, and he's gonna soak up
Wilson has
meaningless.
hyper-targeted running backs.
Yeah. And Tevin Coleman's gonna soak up meaningless touches, and it's just gonna take stuff away from Ty Johnson. I'm going with the guy that can maximize his touch load. Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones
maximizes.
might only get 10 touches, but
Right.
he can give you 10 fantasy points with those 10 touches.
Absolutely, and if not more. I mean, he's one of those guys that can do that. So I'm going
He's
Aaron
just- yeah,
Jones,
he's
and
ultra
it's
efficient.
I'm not shying away from that. And I'm not.
No, that's enough
I'm
of a
not
tier
hesitating
break
too
for me.
much. Yep.
That's enough of a tier break for me. Like Aaron Jones with 10 touches versus Ty Johnson with 15. Give me Aaron Jones.
But thanks for joining us, bro. I like the name Phantom Beast.
Yes, sir.
Slim got some ugly defenses this week.
Ooh,
Star
we don't
sit
like
San
ugly, but
Fran or
listen,
Indy.
I don't want to play a defense against Tom Brady. To Kirk Cousins' credit, Kirk Cousins has been. Did you know this? I pulled this from Twitter. I can't remember who. Kirk Cousins is tied with Tom Brady as far as the number of QB1 fantasy finishes this year.
I believe
Kirk Cousins
it.
has been.
I believe
Kirk
it.
Cousins
Look at
has
his
been rock
weapons. I mean,
solid.
you look at the weapons there, and they're all productive, and they're all productive in the pass game. Dalvin Cook productive in the pass game. Justin Jefferson, obviously. Adam Thielen, and he's made Tyler Conklin a borderline tight end 1. So yeah, I could see it.
Yep.
Just sometimes you got to just look at the weapons to see how good a quarterback's doing, and yeah, I believe that
said-
Kirk Cousins is on that Derek Carr wavelength right now.
Yeah.
Not a guy that you think is a QB1.
They
but
are
he's
tied.
A QB1.
Cousins is tied for second place with Tom Brady for the most QB1 weeks this year. Jalen Hurts was number 1. But anyway, I know Tom Brady has had some interception issues the past couple of weeks. I don't want to play a defense with a leaky secondary against Tom Brady, even on the road. Give me San Francisco, Slim.
Yeah, I'm not worried that defenses are figuring out Tom Brady. Like,
No. We're
it's
not figuring out Kirk Cousins either, but at least San Francisco's secondary is also a little banged up, but their pass rush is probably a little bit better. I'm going to say San Fran.
I'm inclined to
Between
agree.
those 2 options.
Jason, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Jason?
Good morning to you too. And then Slim, you got another one. Also, Bateman, Pitts, or Big Pat Fryermuth flex PPR.
Bateman?
Cordell Patterson
Between-
looks to be back. So it's not like Pitts is going to have
game time call, right?
Right. Yeah, that was what it is. Game time decision. So maybe if Cordarrelle Patterson doesn't play, are you going Pitts over Bateman?
Not necessarily, because we saw a floor game from Pitts last week without Patterson. I know it's the Patriots, obviously different. It's a different animal with the Patriots versus Jacksonville.
I mean, if we think that Kyle Pitts is more wide receiver than tight end, right?
Yeah.
The Jags are giving up 30.4 fantasy points to opposing wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And 11.3
Pitts is in a situation now as a rookie where any given week, like he can just be double covered because the Falcons don't have anybody else.
So you're going Bateman?
I'm gonna go Bateman.
I'm not going Pat. It's between Pitts and Bateman for me. With Lamar back, I'm inclined to go Bateman too.
With Lamar back and with Hollywood banged up, give me Bateman.
But Hollywood should be playing, should he not?
Yes, he's going to play, but he's coming into the game with a questionable tag. That's all.
Fair. Yeah, I'm going Bateman. We've been fans of Bateman all season.
Yeah, we faded him last week, rightfully so, because Lamar was out. But Bateman's been rock solid with Lamar in there. And again, with Hollywood coming into the game with a questionable tag, with an injury designation, and potentially seeing Denzel Ward, give me Bateman.
My tongues, what's going on, bro? Good morning. Should I start A.J. Dillon or oh no, it's Nick's worst nightmare. A.J. Dillon or Javonte Williams?
This is my nightmare. Holy hell. I like them both. They're both at home, both in favorable situations.
I think I'm going Dillon.
I like both of these guys. This is really difficult.
I think I'm going Dillon. I mean, we got the other back in the offense is coming back from injury, and they got to bye next week. To your point that you made earlier, they could give Aaron Jones 8 to 10 touches, and it could be a A.J. Dillon game again. And Javonte Williams is going to be
Chargers. The Chargers are a significantly better matchup. I'm going to say Javonte Williams.
We are split here. All right, write it down.
I'm going to say Javonte Williams.
Write it down.
The matchup is much better. Write it down. I need my pen and paper.
I got it.
Where the hell's my pen? I'll remember it.
I got
Dillon versus Javonte. I got Javonte Williams. The matchup is just better. The Chargers are giving up a lot of fantasy points to running backs. Both guys are at home. Both guys are in favorable situations. Both guys are in similar situations as far as being kind of the 1B to the 1A. The argument in Dillon's favor, obviously, is we don't know how much work Aaron Jones is actually going to get today.
And I will say Javonte Williams has a lot more competition for work, just in the offense in general. You got Devontae Adams and then pretty much Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon there in Green Bay. And Javonte Williams, I mean, he's got a ton of competition for just offensive work in this offense. And I know he's gotten in the past few weeks. He's put up RB1 weeks. But so is A.J. Dillon of late.
More RB2, more like RB2 weeks.
I'm going A.J. Dillon just because I believe he's going to be more of a focal point for this Green Bay offense in this game. To your point, they're playing at Lambeau. And his competition for touches at running back is coming back from injury. I'm going A.J. Dillon. And if I'm wrong here, I'll eat it.
I'm going to say, we're unfortunately, we're split on this one. I hear the argument for Dillon, and I like both of these guys today. I do. I'm going to give a slight edge to Javonte Williams. Big
because he's your boy. He's your boy.
Big
he's
playability.
Been your boy. He's been your boy since before the draft. He's been your boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Big playability, explosive. He's an analytics darling, one of the best running backs in the league as far as rushing yards after contact.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna be a monster next year, dude.
Yeah, and it's a top 5, and it's a top 5 matchup as far as running back points allowed. So I'm gonna go Williams. We are split, but we've given our we've given our arguments in
May
favor
the best
of each.
man win, and I hope they both have decent weeks. I do, because I like both of them, just as Nick does. Eric Lanier, what's going on?
Up,
Good
Eric?
morning. Between Javonte, another Javonte question. Javonte, Elijah Mitchell, Leonard Fournette, Ramondre Stevenson, Gronk, or Pitts. I can start 3 in standard. Who starts? Who sits? Well, Javonte starts.
Javonte starts. Fournette
Leonard Fournette starts, right? And then is it Gronk? I think it's Gronk.
I was almost considering, is it Ramondre?
Ramondre
With Damian Harris coming in with a neck injury.
Ramondre's was coming in with an injury too.
Is he? I didn't see him on the injury report. Did I miss that? Cordero Patterson will play today. A big lift.
Knee questionable, Ramondre Stevenson, but he's expected to play.
Was that a late ad?
Yep. He was held out of practice on Wednesday after being listed with a knee issue, but he was upgraded to limited sessions the following 2 days. He should play without any limitations this week. He will split New England's backfield with Damian Harris, but both backs should be getting plenty of opportunities as touchdown favorites at home. Stevenson can be trusted as that's from NBC Sports Edge. So no AB still.
Tough.
Tom Brady with the get right matchup. Gronk back in the fold. It's his favorite target. He lead the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in yards and catches last game. Didn't he have seven for 76, I believe?
I'm actually not sure off the top of my head what Gronk
had a good PPR game last week. And I know this is standard
matchup for the Colts.
This is standard. But Gronk has that, I mean, he's 1 week back in. He should be getting as full a complement of snaps as he will in the regular season. I think Gronk has that touchdown upside. I like Gronk. You can get your 1 to 2 touchdowns off of minimum.
By the numbers.
Yeah, and Ramondre isn't a slam dunk for me. I know Ramondre has had some hot weeks. Ramondre is not a slam dunk for me here. Elijah Mitchell coming in with the finger, questionable for me. I'm going Javonte Adams, Leonard Fournette, Gronkowski.
Javonte Williams, but same thing.
Yo, yes.
Yeah, Javonte, Fournette. I'm good with Gronk. I'm good with Gronk. Good matchup. No Antonio Brown once again. Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with those 3.
Francisco Agosto, what's going on, man?
What's up, Francisco?
Thanks for joining us. Need 1 PPR, Ty Johnson, Damian Harris, or Rashad Bateman?
Bateman. I think it's the fact that Harris is coming into this with a neck injury.
Scary.
Little concerning.
We saw this before. I mean, not nearly the same situation, but neck injuries are scary for running backs. Chris Carson. Not the same situation at all, but that it's just that neck injuries scare me for running backs especially. So Rashad Bateman, because he has no, I don't have any questions about his status. He's got his quarterback back. Yep. So Tober, I dropped Sanders a long time ago, and I'm glad I did. Bateman should see more targets with Brown banged up.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't blame you for dropping Sanders. I think this week I do slightly prefer Sanders to Bateman just because no Jordan Howard, but I like Bateman as a solid floor play. Sanders has, I think, a little bit more upside today.
I agree. Caden Stelly, when both healthy. Gibson or Michael Carter? Gibson. When both healthy? Gibson. Yeah.
Well, here's the kicker. Gibson's probably not going to be healthy this year at all. He's not probably going to be fully healthy in any given week this year.
But what the medical report said about Gibson was that he could play through the shin injury that he had early in the season, and it wouldn't get any worse. If anything, it'd get better as he got through the season. It would never fully heal, but it'll get better as he moved through the season. And we've kind of seen that play out. He's gotten better of late.
More work.
He's been getting more work. Right. I think his floor was 19 touches or 19 rushes a few weeks ago, and he's at above that the past for a couple weeks now. I mean, Gibson, when healthy, is an RB1, and he's, by all accounts, getting more healthy as the season goes on.
He's getting healthier.
I'm going Gibson.
Yep. Gibson over Carter.
Yep.
Who is going to miss the next 3 weeks anyway. So
he says when both healthy. But yeah.
Right.
I mean, regardless
but
of
when he comes back, still Gibson.
Regardless of the situation, if both are playing on a Sunday or a Thursday or a Monday, I'm going Gibson.
Yep.
I hate that Jets offense, man. They got to show me something.
Outside of Elijah Moore, yeah.
Yeah. Caveat. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Slim, Tyrod, or Vanilla Vic, a.k.a. Daniel Jones. Love that nickname, bro. Bringing it back again.
Bringing it back. I'll say Tyrod.
Rushing
just
floor.
a much more, rushing floor. Well, Daniel Jones has a rushing floor as well. It's just a little bit more of a favorable matchup, I think. The Jets against the Eagles. I think there's a real chance Kenny Golladay gets shut down. Daniel Jones could benefit from dumping it off to Saquon a bunch today, and again, he runs. But division game, those can get weird. We say this all the time. This can get weird as far as divisional matchups. Will Tyrod score 2 rushing scores again today? I'm not going to bank on it.
Hey, if anybody got Kadarius Toney in their lineup, stake them out.
Officially out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was expected. He was doubtful for at least the past 2 days. But yeah, get Toney out of there. Tyrod, Slim. I'll say Tyrod. I don't feel great about some of these guys, or some of these options, but Tyrod, Daniel Jones. I feel like there's a little bit more downside today, as I think his number 1 wide receiver is going to be taken away, and it's a division matchup.
And I like Nico Collins a lot. You like Nico Collins a lot. He's come on the past few weeks. Nico. He had a great touchdown catch last week, I believe.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
He's coming on, and you got their whole offense is Brandon Cooks and will be Nico Collins moving forward, which benefits Tyrod here.
And we're very blah on the running backs,
right?
So
right. And the tight ends. I mean, they got rookie Brevin Jordan out there, but Jordan Akins is out. He's inactive.
Oh, he's out.
He's inactive. So yeah, it's gonna be the 2 wide receiver show out there. So I like Tyrod because he's got nice weapons, playing a better matchup. Ryan Nolly, another defense question: Tampa Bay or the Pats defense today? Easy for me, Pats defense.
The Patriots.
You got to keep rolling them out. I mean, 33 points last week. And I don't think they've had a total in fantasy below 9.
I don't know their floor, but I know that they're
floor is high.
Strong,
their floor is
steady play because they're just a good defense. This is about as favorable a matchup as it gets with the Titans down so many weapons.
Yeah, and even moving into the next few weeks, I dropped them because I was scared of the playoff schedule for them for fantasy playoffs.
They're a hold.
I wish I didn't because I think they're with the floor of 9 points. They're a play every week regardless of who they're playing. So yeah, Pats defense, no question.
Patriots,
no question. Yep. I hate to say it, I hate the Pats, but this is fantasy. We got a mutual friend who, on principle, because he is an Eagles fan, will never have a Dallas Cowboy on any of his fantasy teams. I don't operate like that.
Well, that's because it's stupid.
It is stupid, so don't do that. Don't be that guy. Yeah. Slim Reaper, random stat over the last 2 games: San Fran's time of possession equals 5 out of 8 quarters.
That favors. I mean, if to that point, that favors the defense. That keeps them fresh, keeps them off the field. It maybe limits their opportunities to give you those points.
And they get Greenlaw back. They activated Greenlaw. That should boost their defense a little bit too. Yep.
Or Kinlaw? Or Greenlaw?
I thought it was Greenlaw.
I know there's Javon Kinlaw. Oh, Dre Greenlaw. Right.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And their linebackers can seriously use a boost. Fred Warner hasn't been like that dude this year. But still, I prefer, I mean, the offense sustaining drives keeps the defense fresh. So their opportunities may be less, but they're not going to be dead on the field. You don't want your defense constantly on the field. So, yeah. That's another boost to playing San Francisco.
Yep.
Playing their defense between them and Indianapolis. Yeah. Give me San Fran.
Yo, K3, what's going on? Thanks for
K3.
joining us. Donta Foreman or Dontrell Hilliard, full PPR. Dontrell Hilliard. Dontrell Hilliard. Full PPR?
The report today came out. Foreman is expected to get the bulk of carries, but if the Titans are losing by 2 scores, then what
in PPR, you're not chasing carries, you're chasing targets. It's
Yep, and Hilliard is the guy.
For running backs. Hilliard
might catch a bunch of dump-offs today.
I expect him to.
Yep.
I mean, I don't. Is Golden Tate gonna be out there?
Who cares? Who cares?
Oh man! All right, no love for Golden Tate.
None. Nah, he's cooked, man.
Yo, William
He's
Risky.
toast.
Yeah, Patterson's good to go. I just saw that Cordarrelle Patterson is playing.
Yep.
So thanks
Patterson's
for that, bro.
Playing. That helps the Falcons' offense for sure.
How's it going, William?
But yeah, Hilliard over Foreman. The Patriots' run defense is something to avoid. So give me the pass catching back.
Yep. Eddie Phillips was popping.
What's up,
I
Eddie?
need a flex full PPR, Javonte Williams, Elijah Moore, or Rashad Bateman.
Javonte.
Your boy.
Javonte. Yeah, maybe I'm biased just because he is my guy.
I'm gonna make this one interesting. I'm going Rashad Bateman. We're gonna
Bateman over Javonte.
We're gonna disagree here.
I don't agree with that. I just don't.
I'm just doing it based
again,
off principle
the Chargers
because
are
you're so on Javonte. I'm just gonna. If I'm being completely honest with you, the smart play is Javonte Williams here.
I think the smart play is I agree. I think the smart play is Javonte Williams. The matchup is phenomenal. I don't care that Melvin Gordon continues to see 1A work. I think they'll both deliver. I think they're both fine. I'd rather play Javonte Williams in a great matchup. Bateman should see a steady floor, especially in full PPR, and is a threat.
I
to
think
catch
he
6,
goes
7,
back to
8
that
balls,
6-7 or that 7-8 target. Basically, that's what he was getting every week with Lamar Jackson. 7-8 targets in full PPR. That is enticing. It's very enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think both are good plays. I'm inclined to go Javonte.
Javonte. Okay, so you're agreeing now?
I was agreeing. I was going Bateman just to fight with you about something.
Well, that's rude. I think Javonte I think they both have safe floors. I think Javonte has more upside.
There you go. I'd be inclined to agree.
There you
Gavin Mertez, what's going on? Choose 3. Devontae
What's
Smith, Lockett, Chase, or Mike Williams. Devontae Smith, Chase.
Chase, of course. And I'm going to say Lockett over Mike Williams. It's a great matchup. Washington gives up
Lockett
lots
had
of
a great
points.
game was it last week or the week before?
It was last week.
Yeah.
He had like 4 for 115, something like that.
And Mike Williams has reverted back to
Yeah,
Mike Williams.
had a good game. Actually, Mike Williams had a good game last week. So.
Right, but he's basically reverted back to Mike Williams.
Kind of. It's close.
Mike Williams always had
They're
good
both
games sporadically.
They're both similar plays.
Right. Yeah.
They're both similar plays, but to that point, Lockett's got the much more favorable matchup.
And
by the
DK
numbers.
Metcalf hasn't been lighting the world on fire the past few weeks, so
I think he gets right this week. But
he might get
I don't think
he might get right. But I like to that point. I mean, it's been Lockett. Lockett has a great connection with Russell Wilson. I like Lockett there, so I'm going Devonta Smith, Chase, and Lockett.
Chase.
Yep.
Yep.
CXK. No questions today.
Hold on,
I just
man.
want to say I appreciate. Hey man, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. We love doing this. We do what we can. Hopefully we're right more than we're not. That's the goal, anyway.
That is the goal. CXK. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah, thank
Just
you.
tuning in, even though he doesn't have any questions. Look at this guy.
Appreciate the support.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the support.
Caden Stelly, Evans, or Chase. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. So
I think I got. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like flip a coin. I think we asked this last night. My answer remains the same. Evans has the more favorable matchup, but is coming into the game maybe a little banged up. Chase, still a good matchup, not as favorable, but is the healthy player. Evans, if you prefer the better matchup. Chase, if you prefer the more healthy player. Either one should deliver.
yeah, it's a coin.
I guess
flip
maybe
for
a
me.
slight edge to Chase, but I'm splitting hairs. Like both are
Chase
fine.
has a higher ceiling if you're looking at it really closely.
I guess.
Evans is, I mean, he's basically
Chase might see Joe.
He has a
Hayden.
floor of a touchdown.
Yeah.
So you're not losing much there. I like both, but Chase, if you really want to.
Chase, I guess he's the healthy player,
hairs.
but Evans has big playability in his own right. Flip a coin.
CXK, thank you, bro.
Yeah, man.
Gavin, any trades I could make? QB, Herbert, Cam, running back, Zeke, Kamara, Ingram, wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Lockett, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Mike Williams, Devonta Smith. Well, yeah, I'd try to move one of those wide receivers into a running back.
For running back depth.
And I would, if you can, would you move Zeke?
I would hope for a big game. I would hope for a big game today from either Lockett or Mike Williams. And see
or not Zeke.
High.
Would you move one of Kamara or Ingram?
No.
If you could? No?
I'm definitely not I'm not moving off of Kamara. Nick Underhill of the Saints, who first reported the Kamara injury a few weeks ago, said on his Twitter account yesterday that Kamara looks to be trending to coming back for week 13. I'm not moving Kamara.
That's the answer I was looking for. Set that up for
and
you.
Zeke probably
knock that one out of the park. Appreciate it.
Zeke has depreciated value at this point because he's looking dicey moving forward. There's whispers that the Cowboys might shut him down a little bit to get him right, to get him healthy.
If you can move one, if you can trade one of your wide receivers,
Lockett
maybe
or
one
Mike
of them,
Williams,
one of them, Mike Williams. Yeah, I would try to trade one of them.
I'm not trading Chase. I'm not trading CeeDee Lamb. Devontae Smith has been rock solid. AJ Brown has no value right now because he's going to miss the next 3 games. I would hope for a boom game from either Lockett or Mike Williams and try to sell high on one of the two and get a running back.
Agreed.
If not both, if that's what it takes. But yeah, try to get a running back, Gavin. Who specifically? That's a whole nother beast that I'm not sure we can necessarily divulge on this pod. But start there.
Yeah, if you throw out some offers and you get some options, come back to us and maybe we can help you pick and choose if you're between one or two. But
I would just say target a running back heavy team who could use a wide receiver.
There you go. Kenyon, but don't make a trade to get a crappy running back. Get a good running back. Don't try to get Myles Gaskin or something. Kenyon Walton.
See if you can get Javonte Williams.
Start Patterson or OBJ. This is easy for me. Start Patterson.
Who's
been better this year?
Yeah, he's just been better, and I'm not starting any Rams outside of Cooper Kupp and Darrell Henderson today.
Yeah, one's 30, one's 31, so it's not like one gets an age boost for me, or if you know. So Patterson usage is he's Patterson. So wide receiver 1, RB1. Sheldon Bright, Jamison Crowder, or Jeff Wilson, full PPR.
I am less and less optimistic about a Jets wide receiver with Zach Wilson in there. Full disclosure, I'm dealing with myself in a keeper league. I have AJ Brown out, I have Amari Cooper out, and I have Antonio Brown out. I picked up Jamison Crowder, and I'm thinking about in this next hour, I might drop him for somebody else. I'm not feeling great about the Jets passing offense right now with Zach Wilson in there. So I'm going to say Jeff. I'm going to say Jeff Wilson, slight edge. I am not convinced that the positive reports about Elijah Mitchell aren't a smokescreen. And Wilson was, I'll say this as many times as I need to. Wilson was inches away from a receiving score last week. Jimmy G missed him. It wasn't on Wilson. It was on Garoppolo. Wilson's line looks significantly better last week if Jimmy G makes a better throw in the end zone. I'm going to say Wilson.
I'm just looking something up right here about Jamison Crowder.
Go ahead, do it.
Just looking up
what some decent weeks recently, but again, we haven't seen Zach Wilson recently.
Yeah, and he came in week 4. Now in week 4 he got 9 targets, 7 receptions for 61 and a touchdown. He could get that week again out of just short dump offs to like we said, Zach Wilson struggles.
I mean, he's been 9 targets.
It's not like they have a
6, 9, 7, 5, 7. His target floor has been decent. His target floor has been decent.
And in the PPR league, I mean, it's not. Jeff Wilson isn't a slam dunk for me here.
No, but neither is Crowder.
No. This one is tougher to me that I feel like than it is for you. If you're thinking about you're going to be dropping Jamison Crowder in a pinch, I think he could deliver. I think he can deliver still. And I think I think Jeff Wilson is going to be targeting him more than Elijah Moore, even though Elijah Moore is the better wide receiver. I just think where they play on the field and their strengths right now. I mean, Jamison Crowder has been a safety blanket for bad quarterbacks for the past 3 years.
Yeah, he's made a living of doing that recently.
And I mean, he could go right back to doing that. And Elijah Moore has had a hot few weeks with other quarterbacks.
Yep.
He wasn't.
So you think Elijah Moore has a little bit more? I don't know.
I think he steps. I think Elijah Moore will step back a little bit because
step back.
Mini
I'm not
step
ready
back
to go like
because
big
Zach
step
Wilson might be that bad. I mean, Sam Darnold. We all know Sam Darnold's not good. He hyper targeted Jamison Crowder because he couldn't. He saw ghosts everywhere. Didn't have confidence and threw it to the easy guy. I feel like the same narrative.
I
feel like that's Zach Wilson. So I am not of the belief. I'm gonna go Jamison Crowder here.
I'm splitting with Crowder.
Yep, I'm saying Crowder.
I'll stick with. I hear you. And Crowder's target floor has been safe, like 5, 6, 7 targets pretty much every game this year that he's played. I'm still gonna say slight edge to Wilson just because I'm personally, I could be wrong on this, but I'm not convinced that the positive Elijah Mitchell news that he's gonna play isn't a smokescreen, because Kyle Shanahan is notorious for that type of stuff. And Wilson's the healthy one. And again, Wilson's line last week looks significantly better if Garoppolo makes a better throw in the end zone. Slight edge to Wilson. Crowder's not sharing work the same way that Wilson is, but Wilson's the healthy back.
Yeah. No, it's tough.
Between him and Mitchell, obviously Wilson and Crowder are both healthy. This is a tough
decision for me, but I think I'm
We're
splitting with
Sheldon.
you. Splitting with you.
We're split, Sheldon. But
how does the chat feel? How does the chat feel? Who
Crowder versus Jeff Wilson in full PPR. Anybody feel any certain way about that? Let us know. If we can help Sheldon out here with the decision. But we've given our takes on each one.
Yep.
Hopefully that helps, even though we're kind of split.
Francisco Augusto up. Oh man, my thing is just messed.
It's just okay. No, of course. Happy to help, man.
Sorry, man.
He's just saying thank you, which we appreciate. And you have a great fantasy football Sunday as well, man. Let's get those wins.
Hey, you too. Sorry my chat froze, but thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Eric Lanier, hey, you too, bro. Appreciate you being in here.
Not a problem. Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Sam CG. Yep. PPR Dylan or Hilliard Dylan?
Dylan. I think Hilliard. I like Hilliard today as a desperation play. Dylan is safer.
Yep.
I'm not afraid. I'm not moving off. I'm not afraid to move away from Dylan just because the news has been positive about Aaron Jones.
No, because I mean it's proven that they can coexist in the same offense. They've been doing it for like the past 5-6 games, and Hilliard is a very decent spot start here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean Dylan.
Yep, agreed.
Slim, appreciate it. Big
Slim,
pun.
Appreciate that.
Man,
you guys are
the best too, man.
You guys are too kind today.
We got the best group of people in here every week coming in with us. We appreciate
man, we love this.
The regulars coming in. We like this community that we're building here. It's fun. Y'all make it fun for us. This is something that we look forward to. So appreciate y'all, man. Eduardo Tovar, you're included. Thanks, bro.
And big pun. All right, I don't know if you said
I meant that was directed towards Big Pun, but yay.
And collectively, yeah.
Oh, y'all, man. Elias, man, you're always in here. Leotis, you're always in here. Appreciate you. Brett, you're always in here. Appreciate you. Slim, Eric.
Yeah.
You guys know who you are. Thanks for being part of this community.
Yep. This why we do it.
Yep. But Eduardo, Damian Harris, or Elijah Mitchell?
This might be the most difficult one so far today. I'm inclined to say Damian Harris. Like you mentioned earlier, John, the Patriots are touchdown favorites. The neck injury, while I hate anytime I see neck, I'm like, ugh. I said this last night. I was like, if we had to tier injuries, like between soft tissue and a Jones fracture, like a neck is right up there as far as like I'm worried about. You know, a rib injury is one thing, a finger injury is another thing. Like maybe a knee injury is a little bit more concerning than that. But then like you're talking about the neck, you're talking about like a potential spinal issue. That worries me. But apparently he's fine. For now, Harris is supposed to be fine. Should be okay to go today. Patriots are touchdown favorites. Like you said, Ramondre Stevenson is also dealing with an injury of his own. So work could be split here, but that's okay. The work was split last week, and I think they both topped like Harris and Ramondre both totaled like 70 yards from scrimmage. Harris.
I'm going to go Harris. We could be wrong here, and they could have figured out some sort of mechanism, some glove situation to where Elijah Mitchell can, and it isn't a lower body injury.
And it's a better matchup.
It's a hand
better
injury.
matchup for Mitchell.
As long as he can hold on to the ball and get those and securely grab those dump offs and those, you know, when you know what I mean. He should be.
Are you concerned at all?
Are
you concerned at all with the fact that the Titans, by the numbers, are basically like a bottom 5 matchup for running backs? Because they've been stellar against the run. They're on the road, and the Patriots are the Patriots at home, playing incredibly well.
But the Patriots' strength right now is pretty. Mac Jones has been nice. Mac Jones has been nice, but I feel like their strength is leaning on the run.
Yes. But I'll throw some love Mac Jones' way. I think Mac Jones is just good. I don't think he's a game manager. I think he's good.
I think he's good, and the scheme fits him.
I think it's a perfect storm. I think the Patriots got exactly the quarterback they needed.
Yeah, I mean, you see highly touted quarterbacks like Justin Fields go to teams where the scheme and the coaching staff don't mesh with the skill set of the player. And
hopefully that changes next year.
Hopefully that changes. Hopefully that changes. But yeah, with Mac Jones going to the Patriots, I hate to admit it, but it is a perfect marriage, and
yeah. And Harris benefits from that. I'll say Eduardo. I'll say Harris despite the bad matchup. Patriots are touchdown favorites at home. They should be running the ball. I truly don't think the Titans are much of a threat today to get a win. I really don't.
Harris.
Brett
McCoy, what's popping, bro?
What's up, Brett?
Non-PPR flex, Terry McLaurin or Elijah Moore, Bateman.
McLaurin, easy. McLaurin.
Easy.
McLaurin's a dude you just start. And Seattle, there's
an RB2, Javonte Williams, easy. Yep.
Yes.
McLaurin, Williams.
McLaurin and Williams. I like Freeman. I need to see this Ravens backfield with a healthy Devontae Freeman and a healthy Latavius Murray. I need to see how this shakes out. If Devontae Freeman gets the bulk of carries again tonight with a healthy Latavius Murray who is not on the injury report, then Freeman's stock goes up for the rest of the season. But Javonte Williams, we know his role. Yes, he's the 1B right now, but he's an explosive 1B, big playability, can catch the ball. Great matchup today against the Chargers, who are, I believe, if they're not top 5, they are well within the top 10 as far as running back points allowed. I think they're in the top 5. The Chargers are a favorable matchup for running backs. Terry's easy call, and Javonte, like you said, is kind of a relatively easy call given those other options. Yep.
The Los Angeles Chargers are 6th right now in RB fantasy points allowed with 24.4.
So Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams should both eat today.
Yeah, and that is a backfield where they've just been able to coexist side by side.
There's nothing scary about them. Like the Browns have a good defense, but they're not great against the run. But Williams looks good. The matchup is much better.
There you go. Hope that helps, Brett. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the question. Elias, what's popping? Good evening to you too.
Yeah, what
In
time is
case
it over
Aaron
there?
Jones plays, who do I start? AJ Dillon or Alex Collins? I know Alex Collins got the full workload there. I'm going AJ Dillon.
I think you're safe to play Dillon. Better offense.
Even getting the full workload, Alex Collins hasn't hit in the past few weeks. I'd rather play
Dillon with 10 touches than Alex Collins with 20.
Yeah. Agreed. Well said.
Sorry. Yes, even a bad starting running back is still a starting running back. Therefore, he has value. But give me Dillon in the better offense at home in Lambeau.
Yeah, there's a tier break there for me. There's a tier break.
Give me Dillon. Just even if Aaron Jones surprises us all and starts, Dillon's going to continue to mix in.
Leatis, what's going on?
At worst.
Pick one for wide receiver 2, Brandon Cooks or Ayuk. Ooh, who you going with?
My chat just randomly jumped. Between Cooks and Ayuk, I'm going Ayuk. I don't know. It feels a little bit safer. Yes, Brandon Cooks has big playability.
I would say they have the same ceiling this year.
I'll give the edge to Cooks as far as the ceiling game, but Ayuk is safer. Cooks' floor is like 3 points.
No, but with Tyrod,
yeah,
his ceiling. I mean, he had a hot week 1. I think it was he made the most of 4 catches. Davis Mills hyper targeted him. Tyrod Taylor doesn't hyper target him. He's more efficient with his targets.
He's better stinking up the joint.
Yeah. Well said again.
Sorry, Tyrod.
Ayuk safer play, and I think the ceilings are closer than we would think because Brandon Cooks is going to have to maximize his value if he's getting 4 catches again. I like Ayuk's usage. This is super close for me. I'm going Ayuk.
He's trending up. Then there's nothing scary about the matchup. Vikings are giving up a lot of points to wide receivers.
I'm going Ayuk.
Yep, me too. And then for the flex, one's easier. It's Gibson.
Yep.
Chenault's still a wide receiver 4 until he actually does it. Tyler Johnson
we need to see it.
Is also a wide receiver 4.
They could grab another cornerback, convert him to a wide receiver, and he could play over Laviska Shenault again. We saw it already. Who would have thought a cornerback would be converted?
Agnew was a different animal because he taught himself how to play wide receiver in the offseason. I don't know if they have another guy ready to go there.
But to that point, they could elevate a wide receiver off the practice squad and bring him in and play him over Shenault because it's obvious that they don't believe in him as a full-time starter in this offense.
Carlos freaking Hyde might get more touches than Shenault.
Yeah, it's ugly, man. It's ugly.
Gibson. This is like Gibson's got RB1 upside. These other 2 guys are wide receiver 3 plays. Yep. Gibson.
Elias, you think that Shanahan loves his RBs too much? Loves Mitchell too much?
I will slightly counter that. I think he realizes the colossal mistake he made drafting Trey Sermon and will do whatever it takes not to play Trey Sermon. I think that's what it is.
Oof.
I think that's what it is. I'm tooting my horn on that one. We made a video about Trey Sermon in the offseason, and I was kind of wishy-washy. I'll admit I was kind of wishy-washy on him, but my decision was I'm not drafting him. And that was for good reason. Trey Sermon is at best a deep project. At best.
Yeah, I made a video on both of those guys, and while I was slightly higher on Sermon than you, I acknowledged that Mitchell could absolutely come in.
I remember you did say
the Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams situation that we saw a few years ago. We're seeing it again play out.
Was that
with
the
this
comparison
backfield.
you made? I remember you were like, "This is an Elijah Mitchell take," and I was like, "Get out of here" at the time. But that proved to be true. I don't remember the full scope of our conversation, but I do remember you saying like, "This is an Elijah Mitchell take." So good call on that one. But yeah, to that point, I don't think he's going to put him in harm's way more than he needs to. If the finger injury is a real concern, maybe more so than they're letting on, because let's be real. We all know it. Coach speak is the most real thing in the NFL.
And Shanahan's been coach speaking all season.
Shanahan is the king of coach speak.
Yeah.
I take everything he says with a grain of salt. I think this could sneakily be a Jeff Wilson week. I think Mitchell's going to play, and I would love for him to, be fine, get the work that he has earned. But if the finger injury is a serious issue, which I feel like we don't fully know yet. We'll find out in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half or so. They play in the late window. We'll find out in a few hours how bad it is, based on how much he plays. But they also did admit to as much. They were like, we'll protect him if we have to. We'll see. It's an ultimate we'll see.
Yeah. Leatis, you're in a half PPR league. I think our recommendations stand firm. Yep.
Ayuk and Gibson. Ayuk is closer to Cooks. Gibson is an easy call over those other two wide receivers.
AB, what's going on, bro?
What's up, AB?
Sheed one.
What's going on, man?
Appreciate you, man. Hey, I hope
happy late Turkey Day.
I hope your Turkey Day was good too.
Hope everybody had a phenomenal Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yep. Did y'all watch some football?
Family, food, football. It's not an F word, but booze. It's a great day.
Since I lost A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, I grabbed Curtis Samuels off waivers in case Mitchell can't go. Thoughts? I do not like Curtis Samuel.
Who else is out there, Sheed?
I don't like Curtis Samuel this year, man.
Curtis Samuel this year. I really did, but he's questionable coming into the game, expected to return, probably going to be on a snap count, and it's Monday night.
And who else
is
is returning with him? Logan Thomas, yeah.
It's a great matchup.
It's just tough to believe in him.
He's got 5 targets in 2 games played this year. Samuel does.
Who else you got? Who else is out on the wire?
Maybe to that point, there might not be too much out there, but I don't know. Is Tim Patrick out there? Or somebody like that? Who else is out there, Sheed?
He says also, would you play Curtis Samuel over Bateman or Elijah Moore? No. Play Bateman and Elijah Moore over Curtis Samuel. I saw the question. The question below.
I see it too.
Just to get to both of them. They're connected. So I would see if there's anybody else that you can get outside of Sanders or Samuels.
Throw a list of names, Sheed. Who else is on the wire? I don't want to play Curtis Samuel on Monday night. First game back in what has been so far a lost season for him.
But yeah, man, it stinks you lost A.J. Brown. At least C.D. Lamb looks like he's going to be coming back next week.
C.D. should be back next week.
So that's promising for you. And hopefully A.J. Brown can come back for the playoffs and help you win. Help me win too.
He's got to miss the first week of the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
He's going to miss week 15.
It's unfortunate.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Hey, Leatis, it's cool if you miss a few weeks. We just hope you are winning your fantasy games in the interim. And we're just happy that you tune in when you got a question to throw our way.
When you can, or whenever you're between some options. Yeah, that's what
hey man, we know life. We know life is busy. I missed last night's stream, So hey, it happens. But we appreciate you being in here, and we appreciate you coming to us for questions when you got questions, man. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Kel's 22. Freeman or Dontrell Hilliard? Freeman. And Brandon Ayuk or Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin.
Freeman. Are you in agreement with Freeman?
Yes, Freeman and McLaurin.
Freeman's been a decently safe RB2. Hilliard could do that today, but there's much more of a question mark on Hilliard. Give me Freeman. He is still, as of right now, the starter for the Ravens offense, who are still an elite rushing attack. Like you or me could be put in the backfield and the Ravens would find a way to move the ball on the ground.
Well, you, probably not me. You were at one point the fastest man alive. I remember.
That was a long time ago.
I remember, man.
That was a long time ago. But the point stands. The Ravens are throwing the ball more this year than they have ever since Lamar was inserted as the starter. But you still have to respect that run game. Give me Freeman.
For those that don't know, Nick was a track star in a past life.
Star is, we're not just going to throw that word around all loose like that. But yes, I did run track and field.
You say Nick?
Yeah, something like that.
Thanks for the question, Kels. Appreciate it, bro. Hope that helps, man.
McLaren. Yeah, McLaren.
Yeah.
McLaren.
Freeman and McLaren.
And that's McLaren. Like again, I like Ayuk today. I do, but if you have to sit one between Ayuk and Terry McLaurin, you're sitting Ayuk. McLaurin's a stud.
B3 Solo.
Good matchup.
What's going on, bro? Thanks for
B3,
joining
what's
us.
up, man?
Someone just dropped T. Higgins. What? Should I drop Michael Gallup for him? Who else can you drop? Yeah. Who else is on your bench? I feel really bad about dropping Michael Gallup right now because Amari Cooper is up in the air and CeeDee Lamb coming back from an injury week 13. Cooper
is also supposed to be back, but like I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want
to drop Michael Gallup right now.
Even with a healthy CeeDee Lamb and a healthy Amari Cooper, I still don't want to drop Michael Gallup.
Banged up Zeke, that factors in too. That does. I mean, let us know who I like picking up Higgins. Definitely try to pick up Higgins, but
absolutely.
I don't want to drop Gallup for him. So who else you got?
Yeah, but I want to find a way to add him. I do want to find a way to add T. Higgins. I think he bounces back nicely today.
Yep.
Higgins.
T.O. We got Terrell Owens in the chat.
Terrell Owens plays fantasy football. That's cool.
He's probably still drafting himself. Hey. Yo, T.O., Leonard Fournette, Miles Sanders, or DJ Moore?
Fournette?
It's between... What's the format first? But Fournette or Sanders for me? It's
between
Fournette or
Sanders
for me.
And I'm slightly leaning Fournette. That's Tom Brady's Tom Brady's RB1.
I know Ronald Jones got a little bit more usage last week, but I don't care. It's still Leonard Fournette's backfield, and we can't say the same thing about Sanders. It's trending in that direction.
I actually don't care about the scoring. Well, if it's standard, Leonard Fournette doesn't get that extra PPR boost, so maybe in standard I might slightly lean Sanders.
Half PPR.
Half or full PPR, I'm going Fournette.
This is tough for me.
Sanders if it's standard, Fournette if it's half or full PPR.
It's tough for me, but I think I agree. Leonard Fournette.
That's what I'm going with.
But if you feel more confident in Miles Sanders, man, like I'm not mad at that swerve. We're advocating for Fournette here.
I feel okay about Sanders today, but there's no question who the more reliable player has been this year.
Sanders is on thin ice. Like to your point earlier.
If
he doesn't play today, if he doesn't put up points today, then
half PPR.
That's a problem.
Half PPR. I'm going Fournette. Fournette. He could catch 5-6 balls. That's that's an extra
9 balls. I mean, we saw him a few weeks ago.
That's an extra 2 to 3 point floor for Fournette's total just on the catches alone.
Yeah.
Yes, Miles Sanders can catch passes as well, but Fournette with yes, Gronk is back. What did Fournette do as far as catches last week with Gronk back? That's the question.
Don't know. Let me look.
That's the question. I'm gonna look that up right now. Last week, with Gronk being back, Fournette had 6 targets and he caught all of them for 39 yards.
Yeah, Fournette. Looking at that, easy Fournette.
There's no Antonio Brown. Fournette.
Yeah.
Fournette.
I like that.
Yep.
Yo, Brett McCoy, thanks.
Brett,
thanks,
you're
man.
welcome.
I'm glad that we could help.
Yep. Thanks for joining.
You got any more questions, bro? You already know.
Yes,
sir. We hope that helps.
Oh yeah,
we already answered that.
Yeah, let us know if there's the Curtis Samuel pickup might seem to indicate to me that it's slim pickings on the wire, but let us know. Like if there's 3 or 4 other guys, let us know. Elias, better wide receiver today, Bateman or Emmanuel Sanders? Well, Sanders played on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So it's got to be you got to have Bateman in there, and I think Bateman. That it's Bateman regardless. Yeah.
And I officially think Sanders might be cooked. He had a nice catch. He had one nice catch against the Saints, that like 24-yard something sideline catch where he got the knee down. Nice catch.
I don't think he's cooked. It's just they're forcing the issue more with Stephon Diggs. Earlier in the season, Stephon Diggs, everyone was a little bit down on Stephon Diggs because he wasn't performing like he was last year.
He got off to a slow start.
And it's because he was basically splitting air yard share with Emmanuel Sanders. And over the past 4 weeks, it's completely swung in Stephon Diggs' favor.
The air yards argument is no longer in Sanders' favor.
No.
He's a floor play now at best until further notice. But yeah, Elias, I guess Sanders played on Thanksgiving. So if he's not in your lineup, and I hope he's not because he didn't have a great game by the fantasy numbers, Bateman.
We both like Bateman.
Bateman's playing tonight. Sanders already played.
Yep.
Bateman.
Hey, Sheldon.
Appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully it helps. At the end of the day, you're the one who makes the call on your roster. You know, we can only just give our input.
But play Crowder. No.
I've warmed up slightly.
We went over that when we went over that.
I've warmed up slightly, but yeah, I'm still slightly preferring Wilson. But honestly,
we hope our deliberating over that point for about 10 minutes there helps.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis was popping. Gesicki or Pat? Full PPR. Gesicki.
The move.
Gesicki.
I think this is close.
Is it?
I think this is close.
I don't think it is. Gesicki's the tight end 2 right now behind Kelsey. It's
I
Gesicki,
know.
And it's easy.
I was gonna
full
say.
PPR?
All I'll say is I don't think it's. I was about to agree with you. I'm slightly leaning Gesicki.
Slightly.
It's close. The Muth is loose, man. He's been playing strong recently, and now Eric Ebron.
He saved his day last week with
much.
the touchdown. He saved his day last week with the touchdown. It wasn't the greatest week from him. Gesicki is the tight end 2 behind Kelsey. It's not hard for me. You're
all right. I was about to agree. I would play if I could only start one. I would play Gesicki. Should be noted the matchup is much tougher for Gesicki, but I would still play Gesicki.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Gesicki all day.
Gesicki.
And I'm not a fan of the Dolphins, but I mean, you can't disagree with the current tight end too.
It's still a consolidated target share. No Devontae Parker. Will Fuller is like MIA at this point.
Yeah, same situation as Calvin Ridley, I would say. He's just dealing with some shit or stuff. So we hope he
there might be something else going on, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay from obviously an off-field perspective, but he's not in the picture right now. So Gesicki.
Gesicki.
Because also to that point, Jalen Waddle might see Stephon Gilmore today.
Oh, Aquas was popping.
Going on, man?
What y'all think? T. Higgins or Rashad Bateman? How's that Hilliard? PPR. It's a tough one too.
I like Higgins in a bounce back today, but
He's making all the noises. Oh yeah.
I'm making all the noises. That's how you know I'm thinking hard on this one. I think I call it intuition or instinct or just a gut feeling. I think Higgins has a nice bounce back game today after a dud week last week. T. Higgins only has 2 touchdowns this year.
That's kind of crazy for his usage and what he's been doing.
Or
that's
maybe it's
crazy.
3, but it's not more.
It's been going to CJ Uzoma.
Well, and then Jamar Chase is also.
Obviously
he has taken over. Yeah, Higgins has 2 touchdowns on the year, and they came in weeks 1 and 2. So he is due as due can be. And last week was a dud game for Higgins. He had 2 catches for 15 yards. Before that, the immediate week before was his bye week. But before that, 8 targets, 6 catches, 78 yards. 6 targets, 4 catches, 97 yards. 15 targets, 7 catches, 62 yards. Like, last week was a dud, but the 3 games prior, he was getting the volume and the production. Slight edge to Higgins in a bounce-back game today, as much as I like Bateman.
It's really, really close.
It is very close.
Really, really close.
Dang, I gotta sneeze again.
Bless you, preemptively.
Thank you, but I'm good. I'm gonna say Higgins in a bounce back today. The Steelers are giving up. Let me make sure I have this correct. They're in the top half of the league. Like, they're top 12, I think. They're easily in the top half as far as wide receiver points allowed. And Joe Hayden, if he returns, is probably going to be on Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Steelers are in the top half of the league in points allowed to wide receivers. Fantasy points allowed to wide receivers. Slight edge to Higgins.
But again, super close. B3 close. On your bench: Cousins, Ayuk, OBJ, Chiefs D, Titans D, Gallup. Then I would drop one of the defenses.
Yeah.
I would drop one of the defenses to pick up Higgins. And if you really wanted to roster 2 defenses, would you drop OBJ for Higgins?
I might
too. Because you're hoping OBJ gets you Higgins usage, and what Higgins has been doing, I mean, outside of last week. But I would drop one of those defenses first. Or which defense would you drop?
Well, here's the other thing. Is it a one quarterback league? I assume it's a one quarterback league since you're benching Cousins. Who's your quarterback? Because if it's anybody, like if it's Aaron Rodgers and you got to cover your bye week next week, that's one thing. If it's Jalen Hurts and you got to cover a bye week 2 weeks from now, then that's one thing. But if your QB1 is past his bye week, Cousins isn't to hold in one quarterback leagues. I already said earlier on the stream, Cousins is tied for Tom Brady in QB1 weeks this week.
I was just about to mention that. I'd be dropping a defense over a quarterback if you need.
I guess.
Especially a quarterback of his value right now.
I guess I would drop one of the...
Your quarterback is Russell Wilson? Your quarterback is Russell Wilson?
No, I would keep Cousins.
I would keep Cousins and I would drop one of the defenses, but which defense
I guess unless you have Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, or Jalen Hurts. Or Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson. Unless you have one of those 3, Cousins is more of a hold.
The Chiefs play the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals. And the Titans play...
They get some AFC
the
South
Patriots,
coming up.
The Jags, the Steelers, the Niners, the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, the Titans have better matchups.
Neither one of those defenses are a must hold. So yeah,
no,
one of those two.
I would drop the Chiefs D.
Drop the Chiefs for T Higgins.
Yeah, I would hold on to the Titans D. I would drop the Chiefs D for Higgins because Higgins.
I'm good with that.
Higgins is good.
Yep.
Like you said,
and I think he
friends
don't
back let
nicely.
Friends think Higgins is a bad fantasy.
Forget that T Higgins is #good.
Yeah. Yo, T.O., I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're
bro.
welcome.
You're confident in DJ Moore over the others, but you like Fournette's upside. We think that you should be going Fournette. DJ Moore's average depth of Cam Newton's average depth of target is 7.9 right now, I believe, through one game, which is not very good. It's not doesn't lend itself to being an explosive offense if that continues. DJ Moore being the wide receiver 1 is still a nice, good wide receiver, but
give me Tom Brady's RB1.
Right. He got six targets, 6 catches last game. DJ Moore could end up with that, but Leonard Fournette gets that plus rushing upside. Going Leonard Fournette there. Yeah, but at the end of the day, make your decision.
Yep.
But I like Fournette. And so does Nick. Mike Obendorfer.
What's up, Mike?
What is poppin'? Metcalf or Deontay Johnson?
What the hell?
That's tough, man. That's the toughest question we've had. That one right there.
I'm a big proponent of Deontay Johnson. It feels gross having DK Metcalf on my bench in a good matchup. Who's
your other wide receivers, bro? How are you making this choice?
Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams? What in the world?
That's wild. I'm looking at the matchups. I'm gonna go dig into the
better
stats
for
here.
it's better for Metcalf. It's a like
Seattle
matchups,
versus Washington versus
and then Pittsburgh against Cincinnati.
Cincy.
Both are on the road. Deontay's got a division game. Metcalf has a cross country. They gotta go. They're playing playing a East Coast game, but it's Monday night, so that's kind of out the window.
Washington football team gives up 33.4 fantasy points to opposing defenses. That is 4th worst in the league.
Yeah, it's a much better matchup for DK Metcalf.
I think I'm going DK. I know you love Deontay, bro, and I do too.
I hate this decision for you, man. I hate this decision.
Your other wide receiver was Cup. Okay, you can't move off a Cup, so I get that.
Yeah,
great wide receivers. Good job.
Who's your flex? Who's your flex?
Who is your flex? Let us know. Because we don't want to bench any of these guys.
I want to, how do I start both of these guys? How do I start both of these dudes? That's my question.
Yeah, who's your flex, bro?
The day that Deontay Johnson is sitting on my bench is the day that you know that I have fully lost it. I love Deontay.
I could say the same thing about me and DK though, bro.
Well, I know, and that's
because I love I love DK.
They're both really good plays. Yeah, who's in your flex?
Who's your flex, bro? Yeah. No flex in this league? Damn. That's no fun.
Oh, what the hell? Add it, man.
Yeah, get that added.
Pound the table in the offseason to your commissioner to add a flex. That's
all right,
that's
so
just...
we got to give him an answer here. You're going Deontay Johnson with the worst matchup? Cincinnati Bengals give up 27.3 fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. It's
full
almost
PPR.
It's a 10-point difference. DK Metcalf, a 10-point difference and points allowed to opposing wide receivers in these two defenses. And they're both wide receiver ones.
Go Metcalf.
They're different kinds of wide receiver ones, but they're both wide receiver ones. DK has the much better matchup.
It's a much better matchup for DK. Oh my God!
Now Ben Roethlisberger has had a good few weeks here.
He has.
This is such a tough decision, man. Deontay has the floor. DK has the ceiling. That's where I'm leaving it.
DK's got the ceiling.
Deontay has the floor. DK has the ceiling.
Pound the table for a flex spot in the offseason.
Yes.
Yeah,
man.
And Elias, there were 3 games on Thanksgiving. Yeah, Bateman over Sanders, simply because Bateman is playing.
Yep, the Bears played the Lions, the Cowboys played the Raiders, and the Bills played the Saints. So those games are already decided. But yeah, that makes your choice easy for you.
Great day of the year.
Yep.
But yeah.
Andrew JF, I'm sitting at the top of the league. Good job, bro.
First of all, nice.
Or not appreciate it, but I appreciate you being here. But good job for being at the top of your league. Kamara, Elliott, Henderson, and CEH. So I tried to trade one for a top wide receiver. Current wide receivers are Brown, Moore, and Thielen.
No.
You wouldn't try to trade CEH for a wide receiver?
No. Because you could be looking at an absence from Zeke coming up, or a reduced workload from Zeke for the next couple of games.
Right, but this guy's sitting at the top of his league. He should coast into the playoffs. I'm thinking in the playoffs,
so
are you comfortable?
If it ain't broke,
are you comfortable with Brown, Moore, and Thielen, or would you rather have Kamara, Elliott, Henderson, no CEH, and an upgrade at wide receiver there?
What's Clyde getting you in a trade though?
Hey man, there
might be somebody, a damn good wide receiver.
There might be somebody who really values him still.
I heavily value. It's not even the fact that it's Clyde. It could be any running back in that same range or same tier. Give me the running back depth coming into the playoffs. We can't sit here and definitively say you're going to be able to rely on Zeke in your first playoff matchup.
Yeah, it's true. It's just those wide receivers.
Kamara's
despite the
coming
fact
off
that you're sitting
himself.
at the top of your league, give me a little pause.
Hollywood Brown has been a wide receiver 1 this year. Adam Thielen, all he does is score touchdowns. And if DJ Moore is your wide receiver 3 and he bounced back a little bit last week with catching a touchdown, That's what I'm rolling with. It got you this far.
Yeah.
Put it this way, that roster got you to the top of the league thus far. You're going to get Kamara back next week. We might be dealing with an issue with Elliott. CEH is on bye this week, so he comes back this week or after next week or after this week. He comes back. Give me that running back depth over trying to trade one for a wide receiver. You already have a wide receiver one in Marquise Brown. I know it doesn't feel like it, because he wasn't drafted like one. He wasn't even drafted as a wide receiver.
But he's been a wide receiver one this year.
He's a wide receiver one. Yeah. Thielen is a touchdown scorer. DJ Moore is your wide receiver 3. I'm holding. I am standing pat with that running back depth. I would have to be blown away. You need to give me a top flight wide receiver. I would
field offers. I would field offers
to
see
fine,
what's out there.
I'm not accepting
anything. Don't force the issue. Like to Nick's point, don't force the issue. But
like
float
Clyde,
CEH.
I'll just throw it out there. Clyde needs to net me like a Keenan Allen or a Mike Evans, and even then, I'm kind of like, I highly value running back depth, especially this time of year.
All right. Well, I would still put him on the block.
Fine, but you gotta wow me.
And that is if the trade deadline hasn't shut down yet.
Well, clearly it doesn't look like it has because he's asking the trade question. Ultimately, I would probably stand pat. And I would
put him on the block and see what you can get back. But again, to Nick's point, unless it's a basically top flight wide receiver one, you can start every week with all the confidence in the world, I would hold.
It's got to be a wow. It's got to be like, holy hell, you're offering me this dude.
But I'm inclined to at least see what's out there. I'm not willing to just say,
but don't make a move.
No, I want to roll with what I got. If you're sitting there thinking, should I try to trade for a top wide receiver? Then see what you can get for the guy that's going to be on your bench. But don't force the issue, to Nick's point. So
all it takes is one injury. All it takes is one injury at the wrong time, and then you're sitting with 2 running backs instead of 3.
Yep. Sheed won. We got his list of people that are on waivers.
Galladay, no. Hilton,
no. Anderson, no. Westbrook, maybe. Slayton, If of those guys,
I might play Robbie Anderson. I might go. Miami Dolphins are they top 5 in wide receiver points allowed this year?
I might go Nick Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm not against a Bella. I can't advocate for any Titans wide receivers today. Just can't do it. Miami is giving up a ton of points to wide receivers. I'm gonna say Robbie. Anderson. What did he do last week?
Probably nothing.
Nah, he had 5 for 30. Not great, but I'd rather play that over Curtis Samuel in his first game back. Yeah. Curtis Samuel, 5 targets in 2 games this year, coming off an injury.
I would too, but I'd rather play Nick Westbrook over them too, even if it's against the Patriots. They're going to be – the Tennessee is going to be throwing the ball.
Yeah, but it's going to be gross.
It's going to be gross, but it's been gross the past few weeks. But Nick Westbrook has compiled work, and they have no one else.
Robbie Anderson gets a top 5 matchup today against the Dolphins secondary. Those Titans wide receivers get a bottom 5 matchup against the Patriots secondary. I'm going Robbie. I'm gonna say.
I just hate Robbie Anderson.
I'm saying Robbie Anderson.
I'm biased. I don't like Robbie Anderson. I will never be playing. Robbie Anderson
I'm not in love with it, but I'm not playing Curtis Samuel.
I'm not playing Curtis Samuel. Nick says go Anderson. I say go Westbrook.
The
matchup
Westbrook
is in Nick's favor, but they're gonna have to throw to somebody. Tannehill is gonna have to throw to somebody, and it's gonna be either Westbrook at wide receiver or Des Fitzpatrick.
It's gonna be Dontrell Hilliard. That's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a lot of Hilliard, but they're gonna use.
I'm chasing the matchup. I'm going Robbie Anderson. Top 5 matchup against the Dolphins, as opposed to a backup Nick Westbrook in a brutal matchup against the Patriots. If you're leaning Westbrook, Sheed, if you yourself are leaning Westbrook, then go with your gut. I would play, of those options, I would play Robbie.
He had 8 targets last week. Now that was against Houston.
Who, Westbrook?
But it was in a game. It was in a game where Tennessee was playing catch up, and I expect Tennessee to be playing catch up. So I expect he could get 8 targets again.
The game script
and you saw Robbie
Westbrook.
Anderson, 8 targets turned into 30 yards. We could see the same exact thing with Nick Westbrook-Akine. All I know is he's the number 1 read if you're looking at wide receivers, whereas Robbie Anderson is probably 3 or 4.
Yes. I'm still playing Anderson.
I'm playing Westbrook, but
I'm chasing
but all the way off Samuels. So go with your gut there, man.
Go with your gut, but I'm chasing the much, much more favorable matchup, and that's Robbie Anderson. I know it's been gross. I know it's been like pulling teeth, but
it's going to be gross. You're picking from a pool of gross players,
right? Wide receiver 4s, but give me the guy with the best matchup.
Okay.
If you want to play Westbrook, play Westbrook. Like at the end of the day, go with your gut, Sheet. But I would, if this were my call, if this were my decision, I'm picking up Anderson.
And I'm just biased against Anderson. I just don't.
I know
for some reason
it's gross, but I'll get at least among gross options. Give me the best matchup. That's just me. But anyway, yeah.
Among gross options, give me the best usage. That's just me.
All right.
But
there you go.
Bottom line is, no Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, agreed.
Oakwas, yeah,
yes,
both are
Higgins and Bateman are both good.
Yeah.
Both good plays. Both good plays, no doubt. I think Higgins has got I don't know. I feel like Higgins has a nice bounce back game today. And so it's very close. If you can only play one, I slightly lean Higgins.
And B3, hey man, glad we could help.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Got Higgins. Yeah, man, I think Higgins is good. Last week was a dud. Before that, he had been coming on strong
without touchdowns. So he's due for some touchdown.
He's some negative,
he's only some positive touchdown regression within the next few games. Yeah, 2 touchdowns on his usage is kind of wild. Yeah.
Yep.
John Pagurayan, what's poppin', bro?
I like that. What's up, John?
Start wide receiver 1 and 2 RBs. Robbie Anderson, MVS, Landry. Running backs Mitchell, David Johnson, Damian Harris. For running backs, Damian Harris, and between David Johnson and Elijah Mitchell, I'm going Mitchell. I am. I really don't like David Johnson.
Yeah, I'm not on the David Johnson train despite the phenomenal matchup. This would be the week to play David Johnson just because of the great matchup.
But nah.
I'll say Harrison Mitchell.
And as far as the one wide receiver to start, are you going Robbie Anderson over any of these guys?
No. I think I'll say MVS.
MVS is the upside play. Landry has been
MVS
given you
play.
the floor, and that's it. He's been a floor play. He's gotten weird touchdowns where he's run them in because
gross floor play.
I just. MVS, Damian Harris, Elijah Mitchell. But thanks for your question, bro. Hope that helps.
Yeah,
thanks for tuning in.
I agree. MVS is the ceiling play. Harris and Mitchell both carry injury designations in this game, but even then, I still feel a little bit better about those two than David Johnson in a great matchup.
Yeah.
MVS, Harris, Mitchell. Yep. And B3 has
with
Wilson.
Another one.
So keep Cousins.
Yeah, B3 with another one. So now pick 2 full PPR: Bateman, Moore, Higgins, Ayuk, OBJ.
I think Ayuk.
Higgins, Ayuk. Because we went Higgins over Bateman.
Higgins, Ayuk.
Higgins, Ayuk.
Yep. Higgins, Ayuk. I think Higgins has a nice bounce back game today in a good matchup against the Steelers. I like Bateman's floor today, but I like Higgins a little bit more, and I'm bullish on Ayuk today. Keeping his strong play streak going in a great matchup at home against the Vikings.
Yep.
I hate sitting Elijah Moore. Let's see if he can do it again with a third quarterback.
And let's see if Zach Wilson can get over his confidence issues and just the issues he's seen early in his NFL career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to see it before I play Elijah Moore, despite being hot the past few weeks over guys like Higgins and Ayuk and OBJ. I'm just wait and see. Notorious TBG, pick 4, Lockett, AJ Dillon, Bateman, Judy, Claypool, Devontae Smith.
There's a lot of options in here.
Yeah. Good draft.
Devontae Smith. I got to sneeze again.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Lockett. What's Judy done the past few weeks?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
I know that Cortland Sutton has not been getting it done.
Cortland Sutton has not been getting it done.
Judy, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 48 yards against Philadelphia.
6 for 48, 6 for 69. Nice. 4 for 39 in his first game back from an 1, 2, 3, 4 from like a 6 or 7 game absence. Judy, because the Chargers are down to Asante Samuel Jr. So that helps. That boosts the Denver passing offense.
And are you going Bateman or Claypool? I'm going. What's Claypool done lately?
Claypool had 5 for 93 last week against that same Chargers team that had previously been a bottom 5 matchup for wide receivers. Claypool came through with 5 for 93 and should have scored if Roethlisberger didn't throw a duck on that throw.
Claypool ceiling, Bateman floor.
Claypool ceiling, Bateman. Yeah. Okay.
So
Devontae
Dillon,
Smith,
Judy, Smith. And with those 3, are you going floor or ceiling? Because that's the deciding factor.
I think Devontae Smith is safe. I think Jerry Judy is a nice upside play. I think Claypool's an upside play. It's between Dillon and man. This is difficult. There's some good options here. Because I don't want to totally. I feel like I'm discounting Lockett. I don't want to totally do that because Lockett's got a phenomenal matchup.
Lockett's in for me. Devontae Smith is in for me.
Devontae Smith is in. Yeah, I'll say Lockett is in. The Washington football team gives up 1 million points to opposing wide receivers.
Let's give a good mix of boom bust and solid floor plays.
I think I'm playing Lockett, Judy, Claypool, and Devontae Smith.
And I think I'm playing Lockett, Bateman, Claypool, Devontae Smith. So you're
not playing. I thought you said Judy was in for you.
No, not over Bateman. We disagree there on Bateman versus Judy.
I like Dillon this week too, but these
we
options,
like Lockett, Claypool, Devontae Smith for sure.
Lockett, Claypool, Devontae Smith.
And it's whether you want to go Judy or Bateman.
Judy is upside. Bateman is floor. Dillon is a safe floor.
And, we haven't seen Bateman really hit a ceiling. He hit it once.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm going Bateman there over Judy.
Okay. Devontae Smith for sure. Lockett for sure. And we're both in on Claypool. I say Judy for upside. John says Bateman for the floor. You could also argue Dillon for the floor.
Well, you're going Lockett and Claypool for the upside. So I want to balance that with 2 really solid floor plays. So the Devontae Smith and Bateman are 2 solid floor plays that do give you enough of a ceiling if they hit to where, you could be looking at 4 guys with high teens points. And Lockett obviously can just blow up and have a Lockett day. So yeah, I want a nice mix of boom bust and floor plays there, and I think Lockett, Bateman, Claypool, and Devontae Smith does that. But I could see why you want to go Judy over Bateman too. I get it.
It's not as good of a matchup by the numbers, but with Asante Samuel Jr. being out, I think that boosts Judy's floor.
Oh, yo, Mike Obendorfer sat Diggs on Thanksgiving. Ooh.
Dude. Yo, maybe trade Metcalf and Deontay Johnson for a stud running back. This feels like a shallow league.
Well, if you got
this
no
is what
flex,
makes it difficult
yeah.
with shallow starting lineups. Like you're benching studs. Yeah, I'm not a fan. Yeah, pound the table to expand your starting roster or your starting lineup next year.
Drew Skinner, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Elijah Moore, Gaskin, Cordero Patterson, pick 2 full PPR. Cordero Patterson, Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dolphins get the Panthers
play Gaskin
today.
Unless he's playing like the Jets, basically.
Yeah, the Panthers are strong against the run, and Gaskin stinks. Patterson and Moore, especially in full PPR with those two.
Yep.
I'm a little concerned about Elijah Moore. Like, let's see how Moore does with potentially seeing ghosts Zach Wilson. But I'd rather roll those dice over Gaskin. That's a tier break for me. Moore and Patterson.
All right, we got 13 minutes left. Let's roll through these so we can get to the end of this chat before kickoff.
Yes, sir.
Jack Farnan, what's going on? Stevenson,
What's up,
Bateman, Hilliard, Standard. Appreciate the kind words.
Appreciate the kind words. Bateman, even though it's Standard.
Yep, Bateman.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I like him back with Lamar.
Stevenson injury designation. Hilliard feels like more of a desperation play. Bateman is safe.
Yep,
Bateman's safe.
Andrew JF, hey, appreciate you tuning in.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I think it makes sense to wait.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense to wait on Odell this week.
Yep.
I think it makes sense to wait. Tough matchup, even though they're coming out the bye.
Javon Pope, what's going on,
Javon.
bro? Dylan or Devontae Freeman? We got this one before. Devontae Freeman.
Dylan. Let's see if Freeman keeps getting most of the work with a fully healthy Latavius Murray back in the mix. I think he will, but I know that Dylan has a role regardless of if Aaron Jones is healthy or not.
Yo, Dill Nye,
and the Packers
Dill Nye
home.
in the chat. I like that. Dill Nye. That's funny.
Like it.
McKissick or Hilliard? That's close. That's real close.
Oof. That's a coin flip. I'll say McKissick just because of the significant better matchup by the numbers. Seattle gives up tons of points to opposing running backs for fantasy. I'll say McKissick.
Yeah, and track record.
I think
McKissick.
Hilliard's got a. I think Hilliard is solid, but I think Hilliard is solid as a desperation play. McKissick feels a little bit safer, despite the fact that Gibson has been getting a big workload recently. The matchup clearly suggests the matchup is clearly in McKissick's favor.
Jake 88ers. Jake 88s. Yeah. What's going on, bro? Collins, Coleman, or Sexy Rexy PPR.
Burkhead.
Collins.
Burkhead against the Jets.
Burkhead is playing the Jets. Yeah, it's Burkhead. I don't feel good about it. But the matchup, that's the matchup you chase. When you're playing running backs, you chase the Jets. Yep. Oh, so
Andrew,
right.
appreciate the super, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Glad we could help out.
Very kind of you. Yeah, hopefully we were able to,
And I hope you keep winning.
Hopefully we're able to help out.
I hope you keep winning. Stay on top of that league, bro.
Yes, sir. Get some wins today.
Where we at?
Aqua's better defensive play. Rams or Eagles this week? Eagles. The Rams got to go into Lambeau and play Aaron Rodgers. The Eagles get to play.
The Eagles are good rest of the season. I think.
Eagles are strong rest of the season. They get to play turnover-prone Daniel Jones.
Yep.
Down multiple weapons.
Yeah.
Down Sterling Shepard. Down Kadarius Toney. I know that the Packers are looking like they might not have Allen Lazard, but I don't want to play.
And Daniel Jones makes mistakes when he doesn't have his full coverage.
I don't want to play a defense against even though Aaron Rodgers has the toe injury. I don't want to play a defense against Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. Nah.
Yep.
Eagles.
Jack, I believe we already got to your question, but
Bateman. Yep, got Bateman.
Yep. Brett McCoy, do you think D. Henry will have playoff value? If I don't trade, I won't make it there. Would you trade him with trade Bateman and Elijah Moore if you could get Barkley? Yes.
I guess.
If you can get Barkley,
feels like
I don't
more like an RB2.
Derrick Henry, Derrick Henry, they're hoping he comes back in January.
For the
from
NFL
the team.
playoffs.
The team, yeah.
Henry's not coming back. Henry's not coming back for the fantasy playoffs. That's not happening.
The only situation in which you're holding him is if you have an empty IR spot, and that's really just because you got an IR spot and it's not counting against your roster. But yeah, if you can turn Derrick Henry into Saquon, I'm cool with that.
If that's the best you can do, then I would still do it.
Capitalize on the fact that somebody might think that Derrick Henry might have value this year. Do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
And that's like, I like both of those guys as those wide receivers. So, whoever it takes, like go with your gut. Like if you prefer, if the Barkley guy prefers one, then just include that guy. Or if it's up to you, pick the guy that you prefer rest of season a little bit more. I would say maybe it's
Henry and Elijah
Bateman.
Moore for Barkley. Try to go Henry and Elijah Moore for Barkley, and try to hold on to Bateman because I really like Bateman. But if you gotta go Bateman,
Bateman's got the much better quarterback.
That's what you gotta do to get a guy like Barkley. I would be comfortable doing that to get a guy like Barkley. Yep.
And just do it.
Kareem Hunt or David Johnson? Kareem Hunt.
Skeleton.
Yeah.
What's going on, Skeleton? Kareem Hunt. I know it's his. I'm always leery of guys in their first game back, but that's enough of a tear break for me. Kareem Hunt.
Yep. And Nick Hobie, what's going on? Yes, you play Aaron Jones over Ty Johnson.
Yes. And if you have to, if he's a surprise inactive, DJ Dallas is a fine pivot.
Yeah, he got a touchdown last week on 4 carries.
He's a fine desperation pivot, but yes, Aaron Jones.
Rashad Penny ain't doing nothing. So yeah.
He's
the
rest in peace to Rashad
Dallas.
Penny,
DJ Dallas is the secondary back to own in Seattle. If
there's enough of a tear break there. I'd rather play Aaron Jones with 10 touches than Ty Johnson with 15 or more.
Yep.
Aaron Jones.
B3. Glad we could help.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Shades. What's going on, bro? Standard
Shades.
Scoring. 1 wide receiver and a flex. Damian Harris. Elijah Mitchell. T. Higgins. Elijah Moore. Bateman. Higgins as a wide receiver, and Harris as a running back, as a flex. Or would you go Bateman in the flex?
It's standard scoring, so I am a little more inclined to say Harris.
I'm going Harris. I'm going Harris and Higgins.
Harris and Higgins.
But if you want to, but going Harris and Bateman is not terrible. But I would go in standard.
I think I would go Harris and Higgins.
Harris and Higgins.
Patriots are touchdown favorites. I know Harris is coming in with an injury designation, but he's going to play. Should see some work in a favorable game script for him.
Yo, B3, I do not think that Eli Mitchell playing will hinder Ayuk's production. I think they are. I get that Elijah Mitchell got hurt, and then Ayuk kind of had some boom weeks there. I don't think they're correlated, though. I think they just happened at the same time.
Yep.
I like Ayuk and I think actually if the run game is good and Eli Mitchell is playing well, that actually helps Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hinder him.
Yep.
But I like the fact that you're looking for correlations there.
Right.
But I don't think there is one in that situation.
I'm perfect. I feel just fine playing Ayuk in a great matchup.
Yep. Damon Luce, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Damon?
Thanks for joining us. Stevenson or Harris? Should I start Jeff Wilson at RB2
or should you
full
start
PPR?
Jeff Wilson? Ooh.
Harris. Between Stevenson and Harris, I'm going Harris. And between Jeff Wilson and Harris, I'm going Harris. Harris, I think he's gotten a touchdown in almost every game that he's played. Going Harris. I like the floor. While he doesn't have quite the same ceiling with Stevenson in the fold, I don't think his ceiling is as low as we've seen over the past few weeks when he's played. Even though he's injured, I like Harris there.
Mm-hmm. Harris. Yep. Game script should be in his favor today. And Stevenson's as well, but Harris is, when healthy, the starter.
Yep.
Harris.
Brett Forseth, what's going on,
Brett?
What's
going on, man?
Open roster spot. Laviska Shenault or Nico Collins?
Oh, ooh. God. I guess Shenault.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go all in on Collins.
I like Collins, but I like Collins like down the road. Shenault, as disappointing as he's been this year, I feel like Shenault has a little bit better chance to make a right now impact.
Yeah, I'm going Chenault there, and
Laviska.
And honestly, see how it plays out. You might be dropping Chenault for Collins as soon as next week.
We got 4 minutes left. Let's try to blast through these because
Broby
we
Wan
want to give people
Kenobi. I love
a little
the
bit
name.
of time to make their decision.
I love the name. I'm going Matt Stafford there. Even though
Cam.
Matt Stafford's you're going Cam?
Cam, rushing upside, much better matchup. Stafford on the road in Lambeau, 2 straight games not playing well. I'm planting my flag. Cam.
There was
for the
that
upside.
report where he was banged up. Was there not?
I didn't see that, but even if he's not, I'm playing Cam. Rushing upside, much better matchup. Cam.
Okay, Cam. You don't gotta talk me into it, Cam.
Yep.
I've always liked
Jake,
Cam.
you're welcome, man.
Cam.
Samwise, pick 2. Gaskin, Cooks, or Pittman, and Herbert or Newton. I'm planting my flag once again. Cam over Herbert. I know it's crazy, but it's a much better matchup. Herbert's been kind of up and down this year. He's given you boom weeks, but he's given you blah weeks too. Cam in a great matchup, and I'm sitting Gaskin between those two options.
Pittman and Cooks for sure.
Pittman and Cooks. Yep.
And I don't hate the planting your flag on Newton. I did that last week.
I'm planting my flag on Cam.
There's no reason to go off it. I saw Matt Stafford, Cam Newton. Thinking about it, it's Cam Newton.
Cam.
So yeah.
Stafford needs to show us something after 2 dud weeks. Yeah. And then Cooks and Pittman. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
And we hope that you have a great NFL Sunday too.
Yes, sir. AB, Cardinal rule not to play a tight end, but is Dawson Knox worth flex consideration? Yeah. Well, he's already played. So if you're talking about like moving forward,
yes.
Still yes. I mean the dude is on fire once again.
He's
getting
Cole Beasley Cole Beasley's work, but
he has erased him. He's the reason that Emmanuel Sanders has been erased.
That too. Yep.
Dawson, not a problem with flexing him rest of season.
Yep.
Alagos, appreciate that. Eric, Elijah Mitchell. I mean, real quick, if you've got a minute to spare, if you can tell us who your other options are. I mean, you can fire him up if there's enough of a tier break. Obviously, we got to have some pause though with that finger injury.
And Jason, Ayuk or Cooks? I believe we got this one before.
Ayuk is the safer. Safer play in a great matchup.
Ugh.
Lamar or Hurts? I hate that you have to make that choice. I would go Hurts because he leads the league in fantasy QB1 finishes this year. Jalen Hurts
feels crazy to sit Lamar, but
feels crazy as hell.
Ayuk and Hurts.
Hurts is running more than Lamar. But anyway, we are at time. It is time for kickoff. It is time for football. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Let's go get these wins.
And tune in with us on Tuesday, 6 p.m.
Eastern.
We're starting up the regular schedule again, so today's late start was an anomaly. But thanks for everybody that joined in. Thanks for the supers. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for all the kind words. Y'all are great.
Yes, sir.
And we hope that you guys have a great football Sunday. We hope you win your leagues or win your matchups this week, and we hope to see you soon.
See you Tuesday. Pick up Matt Breida.
I don't disagree with that. I like that.
Nope. Happy Sunday, y'all.